Are you looking to experience Thailand away from the main tourist trail? This 10-day trip combines jungles that feel like a lost world, hidden beaches far from the crowds, and unforgettable stays that will ruin normal hotels forever. I'll show you exactly where to stay, what to see, and what to actually do in an itinerary that you can just straight up copy. And if you're wondering how much a trip like this costs, I've included a free itinerary guide below with all the details included. So for this trip, we're going to focus on Southern Thailand in a way that avoids spending half your holiday stuck in airports, ferries, and long van rides. And we're going to start in one of Thailand's most iconic regions, Krabi. Famous for its stunning beaches, crystal clear water, and those towering limestone cliffs that don't look real. But instead of staying in the overcrowded Ao Nang area like most tourists, we're heading somewhere far more peaceful, Tubkak Beach. What makes this beach so special is the view. Sitting directly out in front of you are the incredible Hong Islands, creating one of the most beautiful beach views anywhere in the world. And one of the best places to experience it is right from your hotel. As soon as you arrive at the Banyan Tree Krabi, you're greeted by this stunning staircase that perfectly frames the limestone islands in the distance. Every single room here is a private pool villa, many with incredible views looking out toward the islands. This is one of the nicest resorts that I've ever stayed at in Thailand, and after a long international flight, it's the perfect place to land. And once you're here, you have to order the floating breakfast straight to your villa. You can wake up, step into your private pool, and have breakfast floating in front of you with the islands in the distance. Over the next few days, you'll want to spend your time exploring Krabi's incredible coastline. And one more place you absolutely can't miss is Riley Beach. And yes, it's one of the most famous beaches in Thailand, so it can get busy, but it's famous for a reason. It's only accessible by boat, so getting there is part of the fun as you whiz past its mountainous coastline. On both sides of the beach, you've got this towering limestone cliff surrounding the bay, and if you explore a little further, you'll find hidden caves, jungle pathways, and smaller beaches tucked away from the crowds. My personal favorite is Pranang Beach. The water here is perfect for swimming, and you can even swim out to the small islands just offshore. Just keep an eye out for monkeys though, because they absolutely will try to steal your stuff while you're in the water. But you cannot leave Krabi without getting on a boat trip around the islands themselves. And the great thing about staying at Tubkak Beach is that you can jump straight onto a longtail boat directly from your hotel and head out towards the Hong Islands. One of the highlights is the famous Hong Lagoon, which feels like this hidden world surrounded by towering cliffs. It's way less crowded than the famous lagoon in PP, but it's just as beautiful. You'll also stop at Hong Island itself, hike up to the viewpoint, and you've got the whole archipelago spread out in front of you. Then back down to the white sand beaches, and then you can have a picnic on a quiet hidden beach with almost no one else around. And remember, if you want all the details for this trip in one place, including the exact hotels and realistic costs, check out the free itinerary guide in the description box below. But Thailand is about so much more than just beaches. And on this trip, we're going to switch things up completely by heading deep into one of the most beautiful jungle regions in the country, Khao Sok National Park. Located around 3 hours north of Krabi, this is where Thailand starts to feel truly wild and untouched. There's huge mountains, dense rainforest, and jungle scenery stretching as far as you can see. But don't worry, this isn't going to be a rough backpacking. While most people here stay in basic jungle huts or tents, you'll be staying in a luxury tree house above the rainforest canopy. Khao Sok Boutique Camps is one of the coolest places to stay in southern Thailand. You get these incredible panoramic views out over the jungle and mountains, a treetop swimming pool, and all the comfort of a high-end hotel while feeling completely immersed in nature. This is the ultimate luxury backpacker experience. Over the next few days though, you'll explore deeper into the rainforest on guided jungle treks, and if you're lucky, you might even spot wild elephants. And definitely don't try to explore the jungle alone. Go with a guide who knows the rainforest properly. They'll take you to hidden waterfalls, viewpoints, and places you'd never find by yourself. One of the most relaxing experiences here is drifting down the river on a traditional bamboo raft. A local guide slowly paddles you through the jungle while you sit back and take in the scenery around you. You can see monkeys swinging through the trees and nothing but jungle sounds around you. On days 5 to 7, we head even further from civilization to one of the most unreal places in Thailand, Chao Lam Lake. It's about an hour north of Khao Sok, and it's this massive lake surrounded by towering limestone mountains that rise straight out of the water in every direction. This was hands down the most beautiful place that I visited in Thailand. From the pier, we jumped onto a traditional longtail boat and headed deep out into the lake. On the way, we passed one of the iconic landmarks here, the Three Sisters, these huge limestone formations jutting out of the water. And then we arrived at our home for the next few nights, a floating resort in the middle of the lake. This is 500 Rai floating resort, and what makes it so special is how completely cut off it feels. You can literally open your door and jump straight into the lake. Every direction is jungle, mountains, and glassy water. But even out here, it still feels comfortable. This was the perfect balance of adventure and luxury. It has an amazing restaurant area, beautiful floating villas, and even a swimming pool built right into the lake. Now, relaxing out here with these views is amazing, but to truly experience Khao Lan Lake, you need to hop on a boat and do a wildlife safari. At 500 Rai, you can do the morning and evening wildlife safaris, cruise along the edge of the national park where everything is most active. You can see monkeys, deer, elephants, but the animal to watch out for here is the giant hornbill. These massive birds gliding across the cliffs look prehistoric. And the biggest adventure on the lake was Coral Cave, easily one of the hidden gems here. To get there, we took a longtail boat through the lake again, then trekked through the jungle and finally hopped onto a little bamboo raft that floats you straight into the cave. Inside, it's a surreal mix of wild rock formations and hidden bunny rides tucked into the darkness. But for the final part of this trip, we're heading back to Thailand's more glamorous side. Now we're ending the trip in Phuket. Unlike most travelers who stay around the busy Patong or Karon areas, we're going to focus more on Phuket's quieter and more upscale northern coastline, specifically around Surin Beach and Bang Tao Beach. After all the jungle adventures and remote lake stays, this is the perfect place to slow down and unwind before heading home. And one of the best places to do that is Twin Palm Surin. The design here blends traditional Thai architecture with modern luxury in a way that feels elegant rather than just another beach hotel. And after everything that came before this on this trip, it's the perfect place to decompress. Surin Beach ended up being one of my favorite beaches in Phuket. It feels way more natural than places like Patong. In fact, they've banned sunbeds here, so people can't come sit here and have a drink, given that it's much more clean, open, and tropical feel. But the thing most people underestimate about Phuket is the food scene. Now, in general, the best food in Thailand is in Bangkok and the north, but Phuket is by far the best place in the south. One evening we headed out into Phuket Old Town and one of these colourful Sino-Portuguese streets, bouncing between Michelin recommended street food spots and local Southern Thai restaurants on a food tour. And it's not just the street food either, Phuket's also become a seriously good fine dining destination with chefs moving here from all around the world. One of our favourite dinners near Surin Beach was focaccia, an Italian spot serving some of the most creative food on the island. But at the end of this trip, we're tired of doing longtail boats and bamboo rafts, so now it's time to properly upgrade to a luxury catamaran sunset cruise. After 10 days of beaches, jungle and floating bungalows, this is the perfect final reward. Sailing out in the Andaman Sea with a cold drink in hand. If you're going to end the Thailand trip with one last wow moment, this is it. So if you want to check out the trip in more detail, check out these videos here where I stay on the floating lake house in Khao Lan Lake and this one in Khao Sok boutique camps. And don't forget to download the itinerary guide from below if you want to copy this exact trip.